Hello, I am Dr. Vikas Singh and you are watching the Brilliant IS. So today we are going to discuss a very important geopolitical scenario which is unfolding in front of our eyes in last 60 days. So from Venezuela to Iran and to Pakistan-Afghanistan war, these all things are appear random, but basically they are linked with each other and they are deliberately planned strategy of the USA, especially the Trump. So we will see that how these are linked and we will discuss each and every point. So be with me till the end of the video, and if you like the video, like, share and subscribe and comment too. So what is the linkage? Basically there are three linkages if you will see there. One is the dollar, other is the oil, and third and ultimate motive or planned strategies aim is China, to counter China. So we will discuss all the three things, and also at the end we will see that what is the stand of India and what is going to be beneficial to India on which side, or what is the benefit to India with all these things happening. So first of all we will discuss that about the petrodollar. So in 1973 the US and Saudi Arabia decided that if anyone will sell the oil, then it will be in the dollar. If anyone will buy the oil, it would be in the dollar. So here comes the term petrodollar. So this resulted in the strongest currency of the world, the dollar, because now dollar controlled the world's energy, and who is controlling the world energy indirectly control the world. So if any country has to buy oil, he has to have dollars. So this is the importance of dollar. But in 2024 this pact ended, but still most of the trade in oil is still in the dollar. But there are also many instances of the alternate mechanism, especially by the BRICS nation. By the China, Iran, they were dealing in the yuan or barter system. China, Venezuela, they were also trying to have alternative system, currency system, and many other nations are now trying to have alternate currency system for the purchase of oil, especially the India and Qatar also. So here is the crux. Now dollar is weakening. If dollar weakened, America will weaken. If America will weaken, then China will rise. So US doesn't want that. China's rise is very threatful for the USA. So for that thing, they need all the three linkages which we have discussed, the 3 points. So first of all, what happened in Venezuela? In Venezuela, the USA captured the elected President Maduro and said that he was planning some type of thing, narco-terrorism, or he was selling the narcotics to the America. And after capturing him, they declared that now the oil reserves of the Venezuela is basically the asset of USA. Now USA will sell. And interesting thing is that Venezuela has the largest reserve of the oil, 17% of the total. So here comes the angle of the oil. Also comes the angle of dollar, because the Venezuela and China were trying to trade in oil in alternating currency. And also here comes the angle of China, that China was investing almost $60 billion in Venezuela. So USA wanted no China in its backyard, because as per the Mundo doctrine of 1820s, that China thinks that American continent is the American sphere of influence. So nobody is wanted, nobody is required in its sphere of influence. So this was the case with the Venezuela. Now the US targeted all the three linkages: dollar, China and cheap oil. Oil, we can cheap oil, we will come later with that how cheap oil is going to benefit the world. So second is the Iran. Now again Iran has the third largest reserve. Sometimes it is said that fourth largest, but this is just a number. So third largest. Second is Saudi Arabia, which is already ally of USA. So we can see the clear pattern that how US is moving towards the oil. Now in the case of Iran also, Iran and China has a deal in 2021 of $400 billion. China will invest $400 billion in Iran under the project of Belt and Road Initiative for the benefit of China. But in reality, it was also benefiting the Iran, because Iran has sanctioned and China was investing in Iran, buying its oil as an alternate mechanism, or basically in the yuan or barter system. So here also now the US wanted that Iran regime should go and Iran's petrol or reserve come under the USA or pro-US government, and China's role will be strictly limited in the Iran. So this was the basically aim. There is no aim of democracy, I want democracy, remove the dictatorship, nothing. The new regime will be as dictator as USA wanted. So at present it appears that after Al-Khamenei there will be a successor, but it is difficult to maintain a long war against the USA. Though there is news that Burj Khalifa has been damaged, or some parts of the other Middle East countries have been damaged, there is a shelling in Dubai also. So all these things are happening, but this is not going to long run. So Trump has also said to the Iranian people that you should now free, you should choose your own government, and you have removed, now we are going to remove the dictator, and ultimately they have removed the dictator. But here again 3 points are dollar, China and oil. Now we will come to the Pakistan-Afghanistan angle. Pakistan-Afghanistan war, which is not clearly linked to this, but in deep it is also linked. So basically what is happening, Pakistan has a sufficient amount of investment from the China under the CPEC. So China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, this is also for the oil import. So basically there is another story that China imports all its oil, and almost 80% of its oil come through the Strait of Malacca, which is very narrow lane, 2.4 kilometer width. So it can be choked anytime by the USA. So China is trying to develop all the structure of alternate routes, which now US is wanting to close. So CPEC is there. So now what happens? So Pakistan is always dependent on the fund. Pakistan has no money, always dependent on the IMF or USA. So USA indirectly started the Pakistan-Afghanistan war because it will make the military of Pakistan dependent on the money which will be come from the USA, and also it will lead to the destruction of the CPEC because it will be of no use for the China, and ultimately also there is target to disturb the peace which is slightly available if we think that Taliban is able to control some part and there is some peace, but USA wanted to disturb that too. But why? Because Afghanistan has the largest reserve of the lithium, and lithium is a critical mineral for the electric vehicle battery. So here comes again the China. China and Taliban has a good relationship, and China was investing almost $3 billion in mining these minerals in Afghanistan, and USA doesn't want even the China in the Afghanistan. So this is the main region, not the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. It is another issue for Pakistan, but the main aim of USA is to disturb the Afghanistan-China linkage also. So here all things are going on in the same way: cheap oil, dollar, and remove the China from every sphere where it can influence it. So now also we will come that how China is a threat to USA now, and why now USA is trying to control China. Because there is a saying that if 20th century was run by the fossil fuel, 21st century will be run by the green energy technology, and there is an astonishing fact that green energy technology is completely controlled by the China. So almost 60% of rare earth minerals are in the China, 85% of the total rare earth minerals are processed in China. So from electric vehicles to wind turbine to missile system to semiconductors to AI hardware, everything is now controlled by these minerals, and these all things are in control of China. So now US lately understand that now it cannot compete with China in the green technology. So this is the reason that now Trump is saying that we are not caring about the climate change, but we will only compete with China with the help of the fossil fuel. So if the cheap oil of the world is in the hand of USA, and USA will sell it in the dollar, that too cheap, then what is the motive for any developing nation for going to the greener technology, which is costly? So in a few years it will be visible that we are getting the cheap oil and we are not moving towards the green technology. And if the world will not move towards the green technology, what will be the benefit to China by developing the green technology, because world is moving as early it was moving. So there is no role of China's green technology, and US will able to maintain its supremacy against the China with this only. Otherwise, USA is doomed to be a weakened state if China's rise in green technologies continue. So there is only, these are the reasons that dollar, cheap oil and the rare earth mineral which is controlled by the China. And now the India. What is happening with the India? What will be the stand of the India and what will be the benefit to the India? So we have seen that Prime Minister Modi visited Israel, and there was many things going on the media, and also there was a thing that why India is not supporting the Iranian regime. So everybody was thinking that India has changed its foreign policy, but in detail if we now analysis, which was not in the public earlier, that it appears that Prime Minister was clearly told by the Israel or by the USA in Israel that now this regime of Iran is going to change 100%. So you have to maintain new relationship with Iran, with the new regime which will be the pro-West, and now you have stopped the cheap Russian oil. We will give you the cheap oil from the Iran, from the Venezuela. So India is going to benefit from the cheap oil from the Iran and Venezuela. And also there is another thing which is going to beneficial for India is Pak-Afghanistan war. If Pakistan is busy in the Afghanistan war, its military will weaken, its infrastructure will weaken, its economy will weaken, and this is also beneficial to India. So India is going to benefit from what is happening in overall in the world as per the policy of Trump or Israel. Though it appears unconventional that India is not supporting Iran, but indirectly India will support Iran, India will maintain relation with Iran in long term. So this is all which is happening in front of our eyes, but this is not shown by the mainstream journals or media, because they are busy in discussing that how Burj Khalifa will be damaged, how this thing will be damaged. So this channel is totally different. We will discuss here each and everything in detail. So if you like this video, again I am saying that please like, share and comment. So this is for today. We will meet again with informative video next. Thank you. Jai Hind.